In this video, we're gonna go over how you can easily identify supply and demand zone and also draw them in the chart so you will know exactly where those zones are, how critically important are when you trade, whether you day trade, where you swing trade, and also even if you're a hodler, knowing these important zones in the charts will help you make better decisions on your buying strategies. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, let's start with the definitions of a supply zone and a demand zone. So a supply zone, right, is defined as a zone where the sell orders outweigh the buy orders, leading to an imbalance that brings the price down, okay? So there's more selling pressure and the order book is imbalanced, which brings the price down. So the sell orders are outweighing the buying orders, okay? So how do we identify in the chart? All right, so it is the open of the last bullish candle until the high wick before the drop, okay? And we're going to identify that in a second on the chart. I just wanted to let you know theoretically what that means in the chart. But I wanted, you can cut that. But I wanted to let you know theoretically what that means in the chart. All right, let's talk about the demand zone. So the demand zone instead is a zone where the buy orders outweigh the sell orders, leading to an imbalance that brings the price up, okay? So we have more buying orders than sell orders, and therefore the demand outweigh the supply, and therefore the price is moving higher. So how we do identify that in the chart? It is the open of the last bearish candle until the low wick before the move up. So we're gonna identify that in the chart right now so you can easily understand. So also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified about this time sensitive videos, and also smash that like button. All right, so let's go in the chart so I can show you how you can easily spot and identify supply and demand zone. All right, so we have this Ethereum chart. Okay, and I'm using the replay bar tool and I went back to June of 2019. So this allows you to go back in time so you can backtest your strategy, and you can also draw supply and demand zones, so you can actually do exercises with the previous historical price actions. Pretty cool, and you can use it right here, okay? So let's say that we want to identify the supply and demand zones, right? So first of all, you need to understand that you have to look for fresh zones, right? You need to understand that what happened like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, is not 100% relevant and accurate to today's price action, okay? So this one, it's the daily chart, okay? So what do we see here? Okay, so we had this run up over here, all right? So where these supply zones were taken out, right? So there were more buying orders than sell orders, so that price went up. And then in here, in this zone, we actually saw a drop. So we can consider this area, right? Actually, this candle over here, right? The last bullish candle, right? Before the drop, okay, can be considered as a supply zone. So, and also make sure it's the open of the candle until the high wick, okay? So we can draw this zone right here. I actually have a template that allows me to identify easily where it's red, and I set the template where actually it's written their supply zone, okay? So right now, okay, in the chart, we have an indication and an indicator of where potentially, right, the price could lead into and have a point of reversal. As you can see right here, it was the point in the chart that led to this downtrend. Okay, so if we use the bar replay tool, okay, all right, so we can see, okay, we can identify here, okay, that you see this move up, and we can identify the initiation, right, of this move up from this candle right here, okay, which is the last bearish candle before the move up. Okay, so we can actually draw this, right? So it's the open of the last bearish candle under the low wick, okay, and we can have a point of reference. So by having that, we can easily have at least an orientation and understand where the price likely to be headed. Okay, all right, so right now in the chart we have a supply zone right here, okay, and we have the demand zone. Okay, we have an orientation and we have an understanding of where the price is likely to be headed. Why is that important? Because if I know that the price reaches this zone and has certain structure, I might be interested in taking a short. On the other hand, if the price reaches this zone and has certain structure, I might be interested in taking a long position, right? So having these zones and understanding where those zones are, it will help you define and understand how you want to position yourself in the market. Okay, so one thing to notice here is that this is a huge move up, right? So what is it? It's 134% move. Okay, when you see a move of this magnitude, you can expect that the price is likely to be head lower because there's an imbalance of orders that were not previously filled, right? So all right, let's take a look at what will happen next. Okay, so I'm pressing the forward button. Okay, so we have this bearish candle right here, the bearish candle right there. Okay, we had this breakout structure right here, so I am expecting the price to head lower. Again, another bearish candle. Boom. All right, so the price came back to the demand zone, and this is a daily time frame. Okay, this happens within a day, so this huge bearish candle, and then here the following day a bullish, likely to be a reversal candle in the demand zone. Okay, so if we click forward on the replay tool, okay, so here, as you can see, seems the price is starting to reverse. And why this is important? Because when I see a structure like this, I might be interested in taking a long position, targeting this supply zone. Okay, so let's see what happens to the price. Okay, it's trending higher, it's making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, let's see if it's gonna reclaim that area. See what happens. I'm pressing the play button. Okay, it stays in this area. Boom. You see? This is how important it is to understand the supply and demand zone, because the price came back here, okay, had this huge run up. There was an imbalance in orders, came down to the supply zone, refilled the orders, and it went back to the supply zone, right? So imagine if you would have taken that long position, that would have been 194% gain. So that's why it's very important to understand these zones so that you can prepare yourself, right? So now that the price is in this area, okay, if there's a specific structure where you have a breakout structure in this zone, you might be interested in taking a short position, because this is a 200% move, right? It's likely to head higher, but it is a massive move. We're talking about 200% gain. Let's see what happens to the price next. Okay, it's trending higher. Let's see if it reverses. Okay, you got this candle right here. And let's see if it reverses, or maybe not. All right, so there is this zone that's been taken out. But okay, you see how the price action is a game of probability, right? So it did pass the supply zone, and then it had this break of structure right here. Now it's trending again in the supply zone. Let's see if it will have a retracement. So once you see this break of structure right here, the liquidity is sitting in this area right here. So it's likely the price to trend again lower, and maybe not, right? So I'm just playing the bar replay tool, and no, okay, it shoots higher right here. Okay, so that's why it's very important to understand this zone. That's why it's very important to have invalidation points, and that's why it's also very important to have risk management tools in place so that you are not gonna lose half of your account or your entire account if things don't go your way, right? But this is how you draw the supply and demand zone in a chart, right? So just to recap again, a supply zone, right? It's the last bullish candle before the drop, for the open to the high wick before the drop, and then the demand zone is the open of the last bearish candle until the wick. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and now you have a better understanding on how you can draw supply and demand zone, so because they will help you tremendously when you are planning your trades, whether you are a day trader, whether you're a swing trader, or also even if you're a hodler, because when you understand supply and demand zones, then you can place your buy orders at strategic point and avoid paying for a premium. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified about this time sensitive videos, and I'll see you in the next.